Yes, y'all, this is the Amanda Seales Show. I'm Amanda Seales, and I love Black everything, including Black history. And so it's time for us to get into our Why You Bringing Up Old Shit segment. This week, we have Kimberly Renee. She is a storyteller, change maker, and internationally awarded activist, also known as your favorite hidden history hoodlum.
I think everybody should
Now,
know that I totally made that up on the fly.
but we appreciate it. We appreciate it. And we love alliteration. So I'm going to take the
Yes.
with me. All right. And 2 years ago, she was also named Woman of the Year in Georgia by US Today. Okay, GA. And we just started this week on the air in Columbus, Georgia. So shout outs to GA. So, Ms. Renee, please inform us. What are we learning about today?
Yes, yes, yes. Thanks so much for having me, Amanda. We are going to jump straight into it. We've been talking about, so many people have been talking about Harvard. It's been in the news, and because of what's been happening with Claudine Gay. And so it just brought to mind for me these elite institutions, Yale and Columbia, et cetera. And I wanted to talk about the historically antagonistic role that many of these institutions have played in the Black community. So we're going to highlight an HBCU that never came to life because of the Yale community. And so many people know, and I know that Philadelphia is listening today, that the first historically Black college was
Yes.
Cheyney University.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and before we go on, because I know the Lincoln Lions are going to try to come for me talking about they were first. I already know. I already know. So let me clarify. Lincoln University was the first degree granting institution, and Cheyney was the first one that was constructed. Well, back in the
Got it.
1830s, the organized abolitionist movement was happening, and Black folks were coming together to figure out how can we achieve justice for in education and labor, legal, etc. And so in 1831, we started the annual convention of the people of color. And so these three white abolitionists joined right in Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
Simeon Jocelyn, Arthur Tappan, and William Lloyd Garrison. And if you don't know William Lloyd Garrison, you should definitely look him up because he was definitely on that Cat Williams energy when it came to like making sure that everybody who was doing bad things to Black people in the Liberator, you need to look him up. So anyway, they
Okay.
proposed a Negro college. They were like, the Black folks, if y'all want to elevate, you need to go to school. And so they brought this idea to the annual convention. And the institution was going to be the first of its kind. It was going to be liberal arts and science education for Black men, equally funded by Blacks and whites, equally led by Blacks and whites. And everybody was like, let's do it. So the three white men took their frankincense and myrrh. Actually, no, they took their idea to New Haven, and they were like, the people of New Haven are pious. They're friendly. They're generous. They're gonna be down with
Ah,
this. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not what happened. They presented the idea September 7th. September 10th, Yale graduate Dennis Kimberly, the mayor, put together a 13-member committee of mostly Yale leaders and prominent alumni. And they said, we don't want these people in
mm,
our community. So the community came together, they voted 700 to 4, and they
wow.
decided that there would not be an HBCU. And then the first one was built a few years later in Philadelphia, where that original meeting was had. And that is your why you bring it up old-ish.
I think a lot of people have always felt like, oh, the North was less racist. That's like a constant kind of thing that we were even sold, right? Like in school, like this idea that like, oh, the South was like really, really bad. The North, they were righteous, they were friendly, they were about it. They were not it.
No, there's a difference between realizing that someone doesn't need to be in chains and then realizing that you don't want them to be your equal. Those are two different things.
Actually, we were talking about this because the reality is that this country has never been about like, hey, let's all stop this nonsense and get on the same page that everybody deserves equality. They've never been about
Yeah,
that. They were just
never
like,
have.
it's really uncomfortable seeing these Negroes in chains. Plus, we're not
Right.
getting
And then
taxed. We're not taxing them. Ugh.
exactly. I was just gonna say that tax dollars, that's what matters.
Someone was telling me the other day, they were like, I don't understand, they act like the drug system is so bad, but like, what is the big difference between, Coke and like selling drugs and the people who are in like the pharmaceuticals? And I'm like, because they're not able to tax them. That's what it really is about. They don't care about like actual lives dying. They're just like, nah, you ain't gonna sell these drugs and not get taxed. That's why marijuana is about to be legal everywhere. See? Well, Kimberly, you always put us on. And there never became, are there any HBCUs in New Haven at this? Like it never happened, right?
Never happened.
Well, there y'all have it. Why are you bringing up old-ish with our favorite hidden history hoodlum, Ms. Kimberly Renee? Where can they get more of this knowledge?
For sure. You can check me out on Instagram and TikTok at It's Kimberly Renee and my website, KimberlyRenee.com.
There y'all have it. We will be right back. We've got more Blackurate news. Tanya Chutkin, the judge overseeing Trump's federal election interference case, appears to be a victim of swatting. What's swatting, Amanda? I'll explain when we get back to the Amanda Seales Show.